2 years in every business. I mean, not just high school sports, but anybody that is running a business has had to pivot. And the people that have pivoted well and have been able to take all the punches and all the unexpected turns and twists, I think, are the ones that are really learning a lot and coming up with some really good ideas. And, I mean, COVID's made our experience better here. We've gone cashless, and you can get on the GoFan site to get your tickets, and it's a more efficient way for all of us to kind of track all of that. A lot of people are doing the cashless concessions. I mean, just increase the technology usage. But anyway, it's definitely been something that we've all learned from.
We were thinking about doing the cashless concessions when nobody was looking here in a second.
Yeah, the five-finger discount.
Yeah. So,
snatch and run.
Listen, you've won a lot of games, as I said. You've won multiple state championships. How special was that one last year, given everything that happened with just an amazing game against Lipscomb Academy, but being able to get it done with everything that went on?
Yeah, I was extremely proud. But for us, every year, whatever that last game is, our hope is the kids are playing their best and leave it all out there. And, this is my 11th year, and we really have not gotten to a last game where the kids didn't give it all they had. And sometimes we've come out winning the last one. Sometimes more times than not, we've lost the last one. And being able to play on the last day is really special, just to maximize your time with those kids. That bus ride to Cookeville's special. And this year, they've changed it up on us. It's Chattanooga, and it's like at 7 a.m. or something, whatever the TLS put us playing down there. And so we'll have to leave about 3 to make the game if we're fortunate enough to make it. But anyway, it's
that's lightweight.
Yeah, lightweight. That's right.
Ingle, man, people don't know, man. You go way back, man, and it's a testament to your kids' fortitude that you coach, man, and it's straight a mirror from you. I see you, the things you've been through, and I honestly, I haven't gotten to see the coach Ingle as much as I want to, man.
And come early
Being
for the
overseas.
Raider Walk and stay after for the post-game fireworks. For tickets, head to
And we dropped out.
GoBlueRaiders.com/tickets. Stronger together inside Floyd Stadium. Go.
Tournament, could it?
Maybe.
We'll talk about that later.
Is it Sweat? That's the real question.
Slade said he was going to bring his Tiger Woods game or his Just Have Fun game.
Yeah.
Or what was the other game?
Let's not even talk about that.
Yeah,
it was
you brought something.
I was there. Listen, man. When I step on the field of play, whether it be soccer, whether it be golf, whether it be basketball,
I want to see
football,
you play soccer.
I was a goalie. I was a goalie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, don't forget about that. Okay,
Yeah.
so.
You got the big hand gloves.
Yeah, I'm there for the entertainment value, Ingle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The social aspect of it, the
Ingle
DJing
Barton
of the
from
music.
CPA with us.
Yeah,
Let's go ahead and bring him in.
Yeah, so I was telling people, man, that me and Ingle go way back, and you walked up and you was telling people about the dunk contest we had, and I don't really want to tell everybody about that, but I'm just saying I never got to see Ingle the coach. You know what I mean? And I was saying, your kids mirror your fortitude that you have. Going through that pandemic. How did you keep them mentally strong and ready to go at all times?
I think the biggest thing we were able to do last year was just give the kids perspective.
Yeah.
And I think when situations present themselves that are difficult, I think it's our job as coaches and as men to kind of influence and mirror how we want them to respond in those situations. And last year our staff and starting with our head of school, Nate Morrow, they just did an amazing job. Our teachers being able to pivot, being able to come every day, trying to keep things in a way that kids could keep learning.
Right.
our coaches showed up every day to practice so kids could keep getting better. But every week it was about perspective, because each week literally could have been your last week. Our third round playoff game, or second round, whatever it is, Chattanooga Christian playoff game calls on Tuesday or Wednesday, hey, we got to cancel because of COVID.
Yeah.
So just being a senior and having to know that that's always right there.
Right.
Last year was really hard, and gosh, I don't know. I've seen a lot of games cancel already this year, which is sad.
Yeah.
Just because these kids, I mean, you get 10 games guaranteed. When you lose 1, 2, whatever it is, I mean, that's 10, 20% of your season, which is a lot.
Yeah, it is.
So what happened in this dunk contest? Let's get back into this.
Oh, should you ask me?
Well,
should you ask Ink?
Let me tell it, because it sounds a lot better if I tell it. I almost beat him. It was definitely a dunk contest. I could dunk it, and so if you dunk it, I guess you get points. There wasn't much style involved for me, but yeah, for some reason they wanted to see a dunk contest, and it was me against the guy that's a professional basketball player. But I almost won. But we don't need to tell the part that there's only 2 of us in the dunk
how
contest.
many people involved?
Well,
that doesn't matter.
It doesn't
How
matter.
much creativity went into your dunks? I mean, were you just trying to dunk it?
I had a one-hand hard dunk, 2-footed jump. I could throw myself an alley-oop.
Any. We buy any car.
What's going on?
Keep losing it.
Come on.
We buy any car.
Kill him.
We
See?
buy any car. Any. We buy any car. Sell your car the easy way.
You'll find
Go
out.
online and sell it today. We buy any car.
We'll have to do it quick.
Any. Find out how much your car's worth at We Buy Any Car.
You're back. 3HL 1045 The Zone. It's going to be one of those kind of days, Hunk. Have fun, bro.
I am so excited.
You should be, huh?
Broadcasting live at Christ Presbyterian Academy. We just had this great dunk story where Engel told how he beat Ron Slay in a dunk contest.
And then it cut off.
It's amazing.
Nobody really got to hear it. They heard the gist.
I
of
tell
it.
people all the time, man, say what you want. Engel Martin, one of the best athletes to come through this town over at NBA. Steve Spurrier, quarterback.
Without
Recruit.
question.
Yep.
Without question.
You want to boom boom room him real quick while
Can
we're
I
here?
get 2 questions in the boom boom room?
Yeah.
All right, Engel, listen here, man. This is what we got. To get out of the boom boom room.
One man.
Hey, Hunk, put him on in.
Way into the boom boom.
I don't know how much time we have, Slay.
It's okay. It's no problem. So, the way you get out of the boom boom room, Engel, you have to answer all questions truthfully and honestly to the best of your ability.
Of
All right?
which there are 2.
It's only 2. Are you good with that?
I'm good. I'm
All
good.
right, here we go. First question. For the people that don't know you, where did you get your play style from as far as coaching? Would it come from Florida? Would it come from you in high school? I'd rather not say the name. But, NBA.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Pearl's going to spank them tonight. Anyway, it's Trash Talk Friday.
CPA plays them this year,
yes,
too.
They do. Okay. CPA going to spank them, too. Engel, where'd you get your coaching style from as far as the play scheme?
It's definitely a mixture of everybody. Coach Bowers, who coached me in football and basketball at NBA. I really think he's one of the best, if not the best, in high school of getting the most out of his players.
Without question.
Whatever you had to give, he got it out of you. And then, Coach Spurrier obviously had a big impact on me as a kid, being there with him for a year and getting recruited by him and getting to know him a little bit. But after that, it's all the guys. I mean, Mike McCarthy, most organized guy I've ever been around. Coach Fisher with the Titans knew how to treat players. He knew how to connect with players wherever you were from. And then really the guys that coached me at Furman University after I transferred from Florida, Bobby Lamb and Tim Sorrells, 2 of the best guys I know, showed me that not only can you be a really good coach, but you can be a really good dad. You can be a really good husband. And so that's been a huge part of, for sure, my development and kind of what I'm trying to do out there tonight.
Okay, last question to get you out of the boom boom room. Answer it wisely. Best experience that you can think of you had, best memory as a player? High school or college?
Yeah, best
Pro,
memory.
anything.
Best memory. There are a lot. You can start
we got
with
one.
We can start with 10-year-old soccer, but we're not going to go there.
Oh, yeah, because I try to tell Brent all the time I'm a golie, but he never wants to bring it up.
Yeah, that's
Just
right.
laughs when I
don't
mention
believe
soccer.
No, I don't believe it.
I'm going to get some photos.
I really think getting to a place where in college at Furman where I was playing football because I loved it.
Right.
Wasn't playing with pressure. Wasn't playing because I thought I had to do anything. And really had a lot of really good friends up there. And the moment for us, I think that, a couple guys off that team might remember, we beat Georgia Southern. And it was a really big deal. Our stadium was sold out. 1AA doesn't sell out very much. And vaulted us into, I think, number 1 in the country. And it was a huge, huge game, but just it was one of those moments that, that you never forget.
Gotcha. You are out of the Boom Boom Room.
I
Thank
appreciate
you, Ingle. Yes, no doubt. And people, the listeners, I know you want to know. We're going to get them in there for a longer segment. We're going to learn about Ingle's journey, so y'all just stay tuned for that.
Yeah, he's got things to do today.
Yeah,
Got a big game. Brentwood Academy. So,
Do I get to lead the team out? And this is not about that right now.
his pregame message might be a little different than yours.
Yeah.
Oh, Ingle knows.
See, I got to watch y'all. There's another connection here. Is my brother-in-law, Matt Friege, who competed against Slay. I mean, they had
My guy.
Gosh, they had a bunch of games, and for Matt to have respect for a UT guy is very rare, and he really always has spoken so highly of Ron and just who he is and who he was as a competitor. And the two of them, I think, really probably approached the game the same way.
Yeah. And
It's-
vice versa.
It's too bad they couldn't have played on the same team.
Oh,
There he is.
it would have been dangerous. Stretch for us before it was stretch forward.
Yeah,
That's right.
Me and Freeze, I'm telling you now.
All right, CPA Brentwood Academy going at it tonight at Christ Presbyterian Academy. If you've got nothing to do, come on out, support some high school football. Ingle Martin, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank
Good
you
to see
guys for being here and supporting high school football, and appreciate everyone supporting Waverly football.
There you go.
Definitely.
I mean, they're playing Brentwood Academy. They're playing NBA. They're playing
Go Lions.
They're playing Oakland. They're
Go
playing
Lions.
at Cane Ridge. I mean, what are we doing?
Go Lions.
Yeah, okay.
Do I just run down there and rub the line
You can
I
rub
do?
the line.
Okay,
It's
let
for
me-
good luck.
for the show?
All right, we'll be right back. Guess who's up next?
Me.
Ramon Foster.
Oh, Savage.
Yep, Ramon Foster next. We'll talk about Titans Bears coming up. Stay tuned. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. No, but it's still the Rose Bowl.
And it's out there close. Like if she want to take a hop, skip, and a jump, she could get out there a while.
Ramon Foster joins us now from J. Mark Ramon. What's up, Big Ragu?
What's up, fellas? Good. Well, it's good to hear you again. Now, I saw you earlier.
Yeah. Listen, man, I got to tell you, and I got to tell all the good people out there, the best pre-golf speech I've ever heard in my life came from Ramon Foster today to start those battery-powered engines.
Yeah.
And guess what? And guess what? You just got challenged. And if they thought my dog wasn't going to come through with a response, that's where they were wrong at.
See, it was that part that got me because last year I was kind of caught off guard. It's golf, okay? And I enjoy watching it, enjoy talking about it. I enjoy what the challenge of golf is, and I know it's more of a mental game. It's high skill. It's thinking. It's beating the course. So last year I was just kind of like, all right, guys, have a good day. Let's go.
Right.
That sounds right to me, okay? I never heard of a pregame speech for a golf tournament. So this year, though, I came correct.
Yes, you
and
did.
from here on out, I'm going to come correct, too.
See,
I think that inspired Ron to have, like, his greatest golf outing in the history of golf outings.
It did.
I mean, he was all over the course.
It did. I went 14 under. Or was it 17?
Yeah, okay.
I think it was
Did
actually
you
13.
or did we, meaning the group, go 14 under?
Hey, we're playing as a team, Ramon. You know that.
Hey, man. No, there is no I, and nobody is greater than we. I promise you that. And that's what all my teammates said. So.
There is an M and an E in team, though.
Yeah.
You knew where I was going, Brent.
Yeah. Hey, Ramon, what are you looking for in this game? You still on Dylan Radens to see if there's like some bounce back to what he threw out there in Tampa?
100%, man. That's going to be big for a young guy like him, man, just to prove that he belongs. Like, he's going to make the team. There's no question behind that. Like, he's going to make the team, but it goes into the fact that what's his role going to be. This is his last opportunity to kind of get it going, show that, hey, when the lights turn on, I'm the guy that you thought I was. And I've heard continuously he's gotten better. And, I know the fact that he's switching from guard to tackle and, going up stands, down stands type of stuff. It takes a little time to get adjusted to. But the good thing is they got next week and the days after that to kind of refine himself and honestly meet that challenge the same way that Dez Fitzpatrick has as of late. So he's got his hands full. I know on this team they got Mario Edwards Jr., who he's going to see a good bit. And just honestly, this is the last showing for a lot of guys. And I actually interviewed Ola Adeni yesterday, outside Russia special teamers that just signed this offseason for the Titans. And I was just talking to him about, what this last week is looking like in that building. Mm-hmm. We used to have a saying, Brent and Ron and listeners, like in that last week when that last game came about, guys kind of cut themselves. Yeah. And we used to call them dead men walking. Like, we wouldn't say it out loud.
I was going to say, right to him? Damn, that's hardcore, bro.
Oh, that's John Coffey walking out there.
No, but it was one of those situations where coach even kind of always brought it up. It's like, hey, it don't matter what happens, from here on out as far as how you feel. When it comes to the game, you need to pick your head up and show that you belong because you don't know where you stand as far as this coaching. I mean, as far as who we're going to pick. And if you cut yourself, heck, you make my job a whole lot easier if you go lay an egg down.
See, I love that you went down that path. Nick Saban said the other day, he was asking about a specific player. He's like, look, man, this ain't a democracy. Like, if he wants to get playing time, that's up to him. Yeah. He's got to do the right thing. So I thought that was interesting. Here's the thing with Dylan Radens, though. I don't think we should be too surprised that he needs some ramp-up time because he's played all of one game since 2019.
Exactly.
Right? And at that level, and I'm not dogging that level, I'm just saying it is what it is. Now you're going up against big boys. Now, what did you see in terms of him inside at guard as opposed to what we all saw, let's be fair, the train wreck on the outside?
Yeah. Brent, one thing that guys got to do is be real about themselves and honestly have to bite that bullet if they feel like, man, this may be disrespectful for me. Like, him being on the inside, I think, is really good for him. Now, if he comes inside and then he develops more and more and they move him outside, that's fine. But as far as him being able to say, hey, look, I can play inside because right now my feet might not be where I need them to be. Right. But I saw him during those games, though, when he had his good plays, He moved well. His double teams were really good with the center. They were really good with the tackle when he was put in those positions of assistance, as far as, like, let's say we used to call him a Leo or a Ringo block or single or double. Like, in his singles, he was really good with the center. And his doubles, he was really good there also. And then on the backside, whenever he wasn't cutting, his slips to the backside backer was well enough. So one thing I did notice, which is good for him, is getting to the second level, being able to move and adjust on linebackers. He has a talent for that. But it also goes into him getting off the line of scrimmage to where he can get to that next level, though. And that's what I'm looking for from this game. And if he does happen to go back out at tackle, because you guys know it's 46 that dress on game day. In that position right there, if a lineman goes down, let's say I don't like to give a major injury. If somebody goes down for a jammed finger, okay, and he's got to come in for a series, he's a guy that's got to be able to go out at the tackle position and perform well, because we've seen how it goes in this league. Whenever a new guy come in, especially a young guy, there's a vet roaming that defense like a hyena on the pride and looking for the weak link, and he don't need to be that weak link.
Mo, you've made it far enough in your career where you were able to be on both sides of that coin, where that roster is getting chopped down, and you also been a vet and watching the roster getting chopped down and kind of know that you're solidified in your spot. What's the feelings, if you can think back to that, like with a guy like Des Fitzpatrick, who looks like he's broken out of that slump that he was in? Do guys rally around those guys, especially the guys that you know can make the team and help the team, and be like, hey, man, give them some encouragement? Or is it everybody on their own and you just like, hey, man, it's on you and you just got to watch from the stands and see what the guys do?
Yeah, really good question, Ron, because it's two sides of it. Like I said, for these young rookies, I'd say this: first, second, third, fourth, and some of the fifth rounders are usually always safe.
Okay.
So it depends on what they do in camp. The undrafted guys, man, it's a coin toss. It's a matter of what you do. And when you're in that position, too, you really don't know where you are. Let's say if you had a bad game or a bad few practices, and you kind of got to lean on what the veterans around you are saying. You know the guy I'm going to bring up, Ron, because you've met him and you know he's family. But Willie Colon.
Right.
He was a guy that really kind of took me under his wing, and he used to call me Razor from Razor Ramon. Y'all know the bad guy from wrestling, right?
Yeah, with the toothpick.
Yeah, with the toothpick. Yeah. Willie called me Razor, and he'd be like, Razor, you good? And this was going into the last week, and I'm like, man, dog, I don't really know about this, Willie. Like, I got to go fight. And I kept that mentality in that game. Like, all I was thinking about was finish. So it was vets around you that kind of let you know either you're going to make this 53 or you got a shot in this league. And I'll never forget my rookie year on this last week. They were just like, Razor, you fine. And it felt good, but it was still uncertain. So being that it was such like a family environment with those guys that can evaluate talent themselves and see, okay, you got enough moxie to make it in this league, it felt good. So on the other end of that, me being a veteran, that whole mindset, I just told you guys about that dead man walking when it comes down to that last week. One, if I saw a guy with that type of attitude, I always tried to say something to him. Hey, man, keep balling. You never know. It's 31 other teams. I'd say that. But if I saw a young dude who's balling, let's say a Chris Hubbard, who's now with the Cleveland Browns, he got a big contract a few years ago, and he was an undrafted free agent. He was a guy that I saw talent in and was like, man, you're going to be all right. And he ended up going to practice squad, and then he ended up making the 53 the next year. But sometimes it takes a little bit more time. But when you see those young guys, you do give them a little encouragement. That's why, honestly, I ain't gonna say I've been vouching for a young guy, let's say like a young guy like Mekhi Sargent. But when he was making those big runs and going off to the sideline, the first guy to greet him was Derrick Henry.
Right.
I don't know if they're going to be able to like keep Mekhi Sargent on this roster.
Yeah.
But he's at least doing a lot for himself to either make it, depending on what happens with everybody else with COVID and injuries, or he's auditioning for another team. And it's good to see Derrick Henry root for that guy like that as soon as he come to the sideline.
Ramon Foster from J. Martin Ramon, at Ramon Foster, at J. Martin Ramon. I'm glad you brought up Mekhi Sargent, Ramon, because for those that don't know, undrafted free agent, that's what you were, right? Like, so preseason games, that's an opportunity for a guy like that to put something on tape. And Ramon, he did that, man.
He did, and that's what you want, man. You want to maximize all of your opportunities. So I interviewed Ola Denny yesterday for my In the Trenches segment with Titans Radio that's going to play tomorrow.
Yes.
And Ola brought up a point because he's undrafted, and now he's on a second contract, and he's finding his role as a rusher. But he brought up the fact that, look, man, I'm a special teamer, and I understand the importance of that. And we had the conversation about this last week, and what's the mindset that Coach Vrabel's given those undrafted free agents. And he said there's a guy on the team that made a lot of plays on special teams who's now a starter on kickoff return and kickoff coverage. And that's what it's got to take to build a really good roster. We don't know A.J., Julio, Tannehill, Derrick Henry, Big Jeff, but that core team of guys like Mekhi Sargent, the special teamer that Ola was talking about, or those smaller contract guys, those core guys that you have more of them than you do the big money guys, they got to show and prove this week, and they got to take advantage of all of those opportunities because this is the last live one. And it's good to see that Vrabel kind of holds on to those values that, look, I don't care what means that you get here. I just need to know that you can play and you're going to play hard.
How do you think those guys are – what will the effect of Vrabel not being available for this game have on a preseason game? I mean, they'll figure it out in terms of who's calling the plays. And correct me if I'm wrong, Ramon. I mean, you've done it. But my guess is Vrabel will kind of bullet point something on a list and say, hey, I want to see these things happen. I want to see these plays. I want to see these people in these positions and kind of go from there. To me, it doesn't seem like it'll be that big of a deal. What do you think?
No, I think he'll zoom in the night before, tonight, and talk to the guys about what's expected. Like, he may not be in the building. I'm in the building.
Talk to him.
He may not be in the building, but there is a standard there. And the one thing I think Coach Vrabel has done, and I've talked about it a lot, and I heard Ron use this word, and I heard you use this word, Brent, also, is the culture. I think now they're at a place to where there's an expectation from the groundwork that he and John Robinson and that coaching staff had laid down to where, Ron and Brent, the good teams that win championships from UT to when Ron was there to when we were on a roll at UT, the players enforce everything else around the building. Right. The coach laid down the groundwork, but the players help enforce that. So there won't be, I don't think we'll look and see, they're sloppy ball and they're not playing up to their expectations. I think that culture's thick enough now in that building to what Vrabel them have laid down that there's a standard to it now.
And now you look at him on, depending on the guy's mindset, they could use it and look at it as Vrabel is getting a bird's eye view immediately of what he sees that I can do because he's watching the game, doesn't have to go in the locker room and coach it from the sidelines, but gets to watch it from the television screen, and that's a totally different view right off. And he's coming out of that game and knowing exactly what you did immediately without watching film right away.
And you know why that makes so much sense right there? We had the VOD on this morning, Mike Key, and he said he heard that Vrabel was playing snippets of his game calling from the week before to the guys. Wow. That's because he wants them to know that, look, everybody got their eyes on you. Mm-hmm. Like, he's going to be watching and listening to Mike Key give calls during the Titans games. And because of that, that's why I think it's going to be pressed more this week than anything because, like you said, Ron, he is out. And at the end of the day, he can watch film from his house, from his phone, from the TV. He can rewind a play. He can probably, I don't know if he can text the coach, but any communication he has with that team, I'm sure he's able to do it.
Right. And you look at it, you look at guys like Logan Woodside and Matt Barkley who really coming into this game are really vying for that spot. And we all think, well, I know I speak for myself as a guy watching it, I would think Matt Barkley kind of has the upper hand. What is Logan Woodside looking to do going into this game to try to put a stranglehold on that second, that QB2 spot?
Man, that position heated up real quick for a guy in Logan Woodside that booted a guy out of town with DeShone Kizer. You got to think. He played well enough to where it's like, DeShone Kizer, you can go, we got to go find somebody else. And honestly, I think this is more of a test for Matt Barkley than it is for Logan Woodside, simply because they're putting Matt Barkley in the starter role to see how he carries that team. I honestly do think, looking at it, Logan Woodside may be more safe than what Matt Barkley is right now as far as if they only keep 2 quarterbacks. The only caveat is if Matt Barkley goes out and plays well, one, he's a former draft pick. One, he has high pedigree, and you know that. And secondly, I hate to say this even as an undrafted guy, but it's easier to put a guy out there on the stage when you know he comes from a draft pick than it is for a guy who's Logan Woodside's
Right.
Logan Woodside's pedigree and background as an undrafted guy. It sucks, but that's the world that undrafted guys live in until they overprove themselves.
I said on the show Wednesday, we're going to have to put a bet down on this one. I said on the show Wednesday, Logan Woodside's not making the 53.
Yes, you did.
Unless they keep 3 quarterbacks on the 53, which I don't anticipate. But
and last year they only kept 2.
Yeah. And so, and then the next day is when, they announce that Matt Barkley will get the start. So we'll see. I think that they like the fact that Matt Barkley will push the ball down the field more than Logan Woodside. But, we all talk about it, Moan. If Ryan Tannehill goes down, I mean.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
I put you out there, man.
It gets here. I'll be out there like Uncle Rico, man.
Just throw it smooth over the mountain.
Uncle Rico.
Julio said he wanted somebody that can air it out. And guess who's ready to air it out? I am.
Hey, listen, man. I'm telling you, if I was back there, it's like 3 steps and throw it as far as you can. I ain't getting hit.
Launch.
Hey, Moan, have a
like J.R. Smith.
That's it. Playing golf. Hey, have a great weekend, man. Look forward to hearing you on Titans Radio.
Y'all too, man. I enjoyed y'all earlier today.
Man, all right, Moan Foster. Yeah, we were all over the social media feeds.
Hey, Moan, you know what?
He's off.
Oh, he's gone. I was going to tell him, don't forget, his mic and his Twitter fingers are always hot. But
you didn't get a chance to test it.
You
didn't get a chance to tell him.
I didn't.
Uh-oh. He's wide open this weekend. All right, when we come back, the alliance is dumb. Do you think Chris Lowe will agree with us on that?
In my opinion?
Yeah.
Yes.
Chris Lowe from ESPN.com joins us next. Stay tuned. 3HL broadcasting live from CPA in advance of Brentwood Academy and CPA. High school football, man. I love it.
It's time.
We'll be right back. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Thank you, sir. Great job on the field, bro. CPA Broad Academy coming up tonight. You can hear the game on 104.5 The Zone. Will Bowling and Lucas Panzica with the call. They will be out amongst the people. I always talk about how I love to do that. They're broadcasting the game from the bleachers.
Oh, y'all in the bleachers with it? Oh, that's it right there. Oh, that's it. I would love to do that. But see, my only problem is I would be walking through the bleachers trying to get people to talk. Like, what you think about that play, English?
You would go to Jennifer Martin. Hey, hey, what do you think about that play your husband just called?
You think that was a good one?
Me and Blake Fulton do the game on the internet, like the NFHS network for the parents and people that can't be at the game and all those things.
Oh, man.
And I may or may not have done that with Jennifer Martin as we interviewed her because she is one of the best athletes to ever come through this part of town, this part of Middle Tennessee as well. Chris Lowe, great athlete in his own right, joins us now from Knoxville, I guess. Chris, what's up? How are you?
I'm doing great, guys. So you guys have been playing a little golf today, right?
We played a little golf today.
Any extracurricular activity?
Well, I mean, it was a long time ago, Chris.
Yeah.
I mean,
long.
That part of the day was, that's dead and baried.
Yeah, that was before brunch.
In fact, I might be looking on Twitter right now to this tweet says, "Yo, Chug challenge to @TaylorLewan77. Ron Slay warming up at the Zone Golf Tourney at Champions Run." And, that might have been – well, that was at 9:10 a.m. At breakfast at Champions.
What you think about that, CeeLo?
Maybe he was just reminiscing about his time in New York City circa, what was that, 2000, 2001?
Yeah. Hey, guess what, CeeLo? The reason I issued that challenge is because I didn't know, I don't know why I didn't know, but Taylor Lewan went to Michigan. And I told him, man, I went to UT, so.
You ain't losing.
No, I'm not losing no Chug. And you sound like a fool, brother.
Hey, Chris, so when the Alliance had their press conference, I wrote down in my notes, like I'll bullet point some things that we're going to talk about. And my bullet point for that was the Alliance is dumb. Do you agree with my bullet point there or disagree?
The whole time that was sort of playing out, we kept sort of leaking out bits and pieces that they were going to talk and there might be an alliance. First of all, why do you have to have a press conference to say, all right, we got an agreement? Just put out a release. We agree on certain things in college athletics, and we might try to schedule more games among each other, but a whole, dog and pony show press conference. Here's what I thought about. I thought about pro wrestling. Remember when these teams, these wrestlers all come together, the Four Horsemen, was it Hollywood Hulk Hogan, not Hollywood Swain, but Hollywood Hulk Hogan and all these guys. And invariably someone turns on somebody. They turn heel, they go to another camp. Somewhere along the way here with this quote-unquote alliance, somebody's going to try to poach somebody else's teams from that conference, and we're going to think about pro wrestling. That's my prediction of what's going to happen.
So with the Pac-12 saying, Chris, to further your point, with the Pac-12 saying that they are not going to expand at this time, does that leave it –
At this time.
Yeah.
At this time.
At this time. But does that open it up for the Big 12 to hey, man, this is our window. We better go?
Either that or they're going to try to go do their own poaching, whether it's BYU. Of course, BYU's independent. UCF, Cincinnati, some of the more attractive, bigger name Boise State, bigger name group of 5 teams. I mean, because the Big 12's got to do something. I mean, you can't just sit there and hope that someone's going to pick you up, whether it's the Pac-12 or the Big 10. Certainly not going to be the SEC, I don't think. So either you better be pretty aggressive, and I think they've already had some talks about trying to expand and who they might bring in. To me, BYU nationally, of all those schools we just talked about, probably carries a bigger name. You got the LDS Church, you got LDS members all over the country.
Yep.
BYU has a great tradition. They're coming off a great season, a memorable season. I mean, I think they probably give the Big 12 as much pop as anybody else that's out there. UCF has been hot recently.
Yep.
You get the Florida market or part of the Florida market with them. So it'll be interesting. But I don't think there's any question, Brent, that the Big 12 has to make some kind of move because without Texas and without Oklahoma, they're sort of on an island by themselves.
Any games stick out to you this weekend as we start college football? Nebraska at Illinois, I guess, sticks out to me. I'm kind of mad that Fox put that game on at noon, but, it is what it is.
You talking about week 0? Don't
Yeah.
you love the whole week zero thing?
Yeah.
I don't believe in week 0.
I'm still looking for that
Well,
week.
they don't have week 0 in basketball, do they?
No, man, we just get started. It's week 0.
By the way, speaking of basketball real quick, Memphis keeps bringing in these top 5 recruits. Slay is all about that Memphis-Tennessee game at Bridgestone Arena.
Oh,
He
yeah.
keeps talking about it already.
Oh, yeah.
You know what we should do as a precursor, Slay? We should have a Memphis versus Tennessee reunion game the day before.
Oh. I'm going to tell you what, CeeLo, even if we didn't have the game, just to get everybody in the same room and trash talk would be something to hear.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That
be
would
great.
be something to hear.
We get Brent be the moderator.
Yeah. That would
You
be
can't
perfect.
moderate. You
Like
get
a
one.
reality TV show.
Yeah, you just open the mic and you lose it.
Yeah.
I mean, there ain't no controlling
That
that.
would be big time.
No, but, yeah,
Now,
so.
this week, nothing really sticks out other than the game you mentioned.
Yeah.
I think like most people in the state of Tennessee, I'm anxious to see what Tennessee's offense next Thursday looks like under Josh Heupel. 'Cause I'll tell you this: it's going to be fast. Don't take a lot of time, drinking your drink or eating your popcorn when they're on offense, because it's going to be unlike anything Tennessee's seen in a long time. They're going to go fast, up tempo. Now, we'll see. Clearly, they should be able to beat Bowling Green and win pretty handily. But I think just the whole concept of that kind of offensive system is going to be pretty new to Tennessee fans.
And it has to be a little bit attractive to the recruits, doesn't it? Is that what I think you want to get the fans and the recruits to buying into what Heupel will be doing, Chris?
Yeah, that's the way most people are playing right now. So,
Right.
You're going up tempo, you're throwing the ball down the field, you're throwing it all over the place, you're letting different guys, get touches on offense, and I think that's when you're wanting to recruit great players, that's what you're wanting to sort of sell. And Heupel, when you go back and look at his offenses at UCF, they lit it up. He's had good quarterback play. I talked to some people there close to him and close to the program, people that have competed against him on defense. He's got a reputation as a really good play caller. Just the personnel, I really don't have a good feel personnel-wise where Tennessee is right now compared to the rest of the SEC. I know they're not in the upper tier, but when they start playing, South Carolina, Missouri, Kentucky, Vanderbilt, those teams, even Pitt. I think that game, the second week of the season against Pitt, going against Pat Narduzzi, who defensively is as good as it gets at scheming up teams, that's sort of my question, where their personnel fits with the teams that are sort of at least comparable to them in that second tier of the SEC.
Chris, when we talk with you next Friday, that game will be in the books, so we'll be able to kind of analyze what happened. So looking forward to it. Have a great weekend, man. Love you.
See you guys. And you tell Ron Slay, I said, I want to see him back on the court sometime soon.
My man, CeeLo.
How's Jerry Green sound like an old woman?
You ought to see him about after 10 at night. Hear what he sound like. All right, CeeLo.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it, man. All right, at CeeLo ESPN. When we come back, we'll give a little update. What happened on the golf course today? There is a Tennessee Titan football player that came off the COVID list. We've got that for you, too. I just saw Emily Proud tweet it out.
Great.
That's coming up next as we broadcast live from Christ Presbyterian Academy, Brentwood Academy at CPA. That is the Zone Game of the Week. It's also the Titans Game of the Week. It's coming up tonight at 7 o'clock on 104.5 The Zone. What up, Nashville 3HL 104.5 The Zone, 4:04 on a Friday afternoon.
Woo!
It was hot out there today.
Oh, it's hot out here now. Not today. Today is now.
You
And
like
now
how I
is
just,
today.
you like how I just inside my own head, I just ended
went
it.
somewhere else.
Like I just ended it.
Like that part is over. We
Like
started a whole
Blaine
new
said,
day.
Blaine said when he was at training camp, he would visualize being on the beach.
Oh, I don't know how Blaine did that. Lord have mercy.
It's a concrete jungle out here at CPA, man.
Oh, yeah. Trees ain't got no roof out here, boy. I'm going to tell you that right now. It is serious. And I'm in the building.
Look at that. You were in the building this morning. We were at Champions Run Golf Course.
Show us.
Thanks to all the sponsors that helped us with the Zone Golf Tournament number 2 this year.
Yep.
We're getting them in.
I had a blast, man.
All
I
the
can't
people
wait
that
till next year.
played
Yep.
and had to endure us.
And guess what? You're gonna get even more next year. So you better sign up. If it open up tomorrow, y'all better hurry up and sign up because I'm coming out there with a vengeance. You think I messed that course up today? wait till next year. Watch all the divots in that course.
I mean,
I'm gonna take pride in it too.
listen, I just retweeted from 3HL. My tweet from 9:10 a.m. this morning.
What was the tweet? Let me go look.
You said you asked Becky in sales because I think there were some ultras or something in our bag, which is awesome. Appreciate our friends
They took care of us.
taking care of us. But you were looking for something else. You were looking for a Bud Light or something?
Yep, that's my tailgate. That is my tailgate football choice of beverage.
Well, you shotgun one. You're like, anybody got any keys? And I'm like, that's in my bag, but you got to use a T when you're on the golf course.
Got to use a T.
So what'd you do? You stabbed that thing.
Boom.
Little beer flew out.
Yep.
Made the hole a little wider.
Yep.
Turned it up.
Yep.
Less than 3 seconds, that thing's gone.
Boom. Gone.
I just showed my 14-year-old. He was like, God.
Yeah, that's what it's about. See, that's what I'm here to inspire, man.
Breakfast of Champions at 3HL 1045. You can see the video. We did tag Taylor Lewan in this thing. Now, he's got things to do. It's football season.
Yeah, but not so much.
We're not going to have the chug contest now.
No. This is set up for the Preds.
Yeah.
Preds, you take this little baby up under your wing, and then we're gonna get busy on the glass. Me and Taylor Lewan. Yep. What is the second? It's a little stretch. When they come back out and do the icing. Whenever they come out and do the icing, that's when it's showtime for me and Lewan.
The icing.
Yeah. Ain't that it? Brenda
When they clean it?
Yeah, when they clean it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going. Yeah. See, and then everybody shift their focus to us. Taylor be on one side of the glass. I'll be on one side of the glass, and then we'll make everybody count to 3 and say go. And whoever finishes, you got two beers.
Yeah.
Got to chug them.
Because I said, we got to wait till his off season. You're like, yeah, whenever, because my off season is year round.
Right now. Right now.
So
I just try to get Will to save me a seat.
we ended up 13 under par, I think, because we parred 18.
Right.
Gosh, that sucked.
Right.
And it was on Facebook Live, too.
Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of people.
But we parred 18, so 13 under.
Yeah. And a lot
That's
of,
respectable.
not very. What do you mean?
59,
What?
I think.
And if I would have
Is that
brought
a
my
59 out there, Curb?
13 under? Come on,
Is that-
Kirby. You
is that
faster than that,
71?
Kirby. Yeah.
Yeah, champions run.
This is my thing. If I would have brought my Tiger game, which I didn't today, and I know everybody out there is thankful so they could compete.
Shocked.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that.
I
So-
asked you before, and you're like, nah, I didn't bring Tiger. Game
Nah,
today.
I brought more to
You
entertainment.
said he
game.
didn't even get up. this
Nah, he
morning.
didn't. Nah, I pushed him, and he was like, "Nah, you gonna take it, big guy." So I took it, and I brought the entertainment, my entertainment package, and unleashed that. So I had a great time, man. But one thing for sure, I'll be back. I will be. I will. And everybody. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. Everybody, all the listeners are wondering, how did he shoot? Because they saw me with the cigars. They saw me shooting, but not the course. They saw me shooting the Bud Light. But all I'm saying is,
at 9:10 in the morning.
at 9:10 in the morning.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you got to get it in. If the show's at 3,
Yes. It was one person that got an automatic eagle. You know who that one person was? That'd be me. So
yeah, I didn't even know how that happened. How did we earn an automatic eagle?
they had a board set up, kind of like a cornhole board.
Yeah, but it was like skee ball.
Like skee ball, exactly. Yeah. Except you had to use your wedge, your pitching wedge or sand wedge,
Yeah.
to hit it in. They had 3 holes on it, and the middle hole is the automatic eagle. The first hole at the bottom of the board, you get to shoot from the ladies' tee, and the third hole, you get a mulligan or something.
Yeah.
And, me, I got it in on the third try. Not to toot my own horn.
Your first one was really bad.
That was
like as good as the last one was.
Right. That's how the first one was.
Yeah.
And that's what I usually do to gauge things. I do a really horrible job, and then I do a really great job, and I want to lie somewhere in the middle of it, to give everybody else an opportunity.
I mean, listen, that golf course.
Yeah.
There goes Lee Burklow. He's the man. That golf course never knew what hit it.
No.
Like it's still they played another round in the afternoon. The golf course was still shaking.
Right.
From the first round.
And I told him that. I told him we set the bar
We had
so
people
high.
following us around.
Yes.
That's how it should be.
Come
we need
on,
a
man.
gallery.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need people so we can perform.
Yeah, the people. We need a thing.
The thing, the guy.
Ramon's all over the chat. Trees ain't got no roof. LOL.
Show my 14-year-old Brent a savage.
Laugh out loud at Brent showing his 14-year-old.
That's right. He showed him.
Slay slamming a shotgun and a beer. Brent a savage.
Yeah, that's part of it. It's part of his savage life. Mm-hmm. But really enjoyed it, man. That was a great event. And
why were Brent's fingers blue in the cigar pick?
It was really green.
The greens had blue on it.
Yeah, it was.
Do I still have blue on my knees?
Yep. I ought to have I should have. But guess what? My legs have been sweating. So if you see me out there today and I'm walking around and it looks like my legs have lost weight, they're already skinny. But if they look smaller, you just blame it on this heat outside.
You're like in that what's that commercial where the guy Doug is running and then the ostrich is running down there? He's got the ostrich legs.
That's me. That's right. Got the little ostrich legs. Babs would be proud of my little legs out today.
Emily Proud. Speaking of Proud, Emily Proud. The Titans activated defensive lineman Anthony Rush from the reserve COVID-19 list. He was the first to go on the list on Monday, first to come off. That means there are now 6 players on the list and 2 coaches, so 8.
So we got 2 back-to-back negative tests then, huh?
Yeah, man.
Good job. Let's clear it up.
Negative test.
What, man? What?
Nothing. There's a lot going on.
Me and Brent are down in water right now, too, boy.
I'm telling you.
We're
it's taking
torn.
everything. God love all y'all that work outside. We can't do it.
Oh, I love the studio. But I love being on remote, too.
We got the CPA about 1:30.
Yes.
Pulled up next to each other. I look over. Slade's got his shoes off, and he's laying down in his floorboard.
Yeah.
From the dashboard to the back seat.
It was real. Got to stretch out,
That's
man.
why you get captain's chair.
There you go. Got to stretch them legs out, man.
All right, Titans, Bears coming up. Let's talk about it when we come back. We want to know what you want to see from the Titans against the Bears coming up tomorrow. You can catch the game right here on 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Ron Slay with you. 615-737-1045. Jump in. 615-737-1045.
Go, buddy.
24/7 and then whiskey.
Buck Rising. And with that, you don't always know what you're going to get, as heard with Kendall Lamb.
How'd that go for you? It was nice, just to be quite frank, after practice, we worked for about 2 hours. And going in there, I call it my Zen time. I sit on the toilet, have a good time, and keep it moving. So
no doubt. Literally keep it moving. Right. Zen time is important, exactly. Man. The Buck Rising Show. Monday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on 104.5 The Zone.
Go.
Bet with the local group, action247.com. That is the website. Go on in there and get signed up because we got lots of football for you to bet on coming up this weekend. The first weekend of college football. Nebraska at Illinois early in the day. Big Ten likes to play early in the day. Fox likes to show games early in the day. So you got to get that bet in. I think Nebraska is 7-point favorite on the road last time I looked, but you'll have to look. Action247.com is the website. There are lots of games on Saturday. Also, the NFL preseason action is back up and running. Week 3 coming up this weekend as well. You can bet baseball, and you can get that done. Action247.com. These are the local guys, the only local legal sports book in the state of Tennessee. Action247.com. Get signed up, and let me know what you're betting, man. I want to know. And let me know when you do well, too. Action247.com. Get it done today. Must be 21 years or older and present in Tennessee to bet. For gambling problem support, call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789. edition. Freaky Friday edition.
Trash Talk Friday edition.
You got any trash to talk?
Yeah.
You trash talked that golf course today.
I did. And
what do you think on Titans Bears? But Titans opened up a 3-point favorite. Now they're a 3-point underdog.
Yeah, and see, that right there is disrespectful, and I'll tell you why. Reason that's so disrespectful is because this is the one and only home game for the Titans. So they've been on the road back-to-back weeks for the preseason. Usually you get 4, so you go 2-2. But this is the only one, and this is the first time that the fans get to really enter Nissan Stadium and cheer on the Titans.
That's a great point.
If they don't think that's a factor in this game, the people that are the odds makers are sadly mistaken, because I got more respect for the fans that have filled that stadium and the adrenaline that they'll give those players. That's why they won't lose. Titans won't lose this game.
Titans Bears, that's when
I'm gonna give you facts.
That's when AJ went into the end zone and then jumped up on the goalpost and hugged it.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep, I do.
Titans Bears, that's when the Bears fans came downtown Nashville and drank us dry.
Oh.
Remember that?
Ran out of beer?
Ran out of beer downtown.
How does that happen?
Bears fans are serious.
This is the number one bachelorette destination in the country.
Yeah,
they run out.
They're drinking like White Claws and stuff.
Oh, okay. Plenty of that to go
They're
around.
leaving the beer for the rest of it.
Plenty of that to go around. Huh?
Yeah.
They drunk the IPAs and everything. That's tough. Chicago, y'all something else.
I did jump on the over-under, which was 37. I went under, and it's now at 35.5.
They know it, too.
So it might be too late to jump on that. I don't know. You can make your own determination. I did wonder if it was too late to jump on the Titans last week because they were a 2.5-point favorite. It went down to 1. I hit it when they were at 1.
Right.
I messaged Alan Bell. I go, you think I'm too late on this? He's like, nah, bro, you're good. That was his response.
Yeah, you good.
I was good in this one. 34-3. I just don't know I don't know what's going to be available. I don't know what they want to see. Like, I kind of think that they've seen a lot.
Yep.
And so now you're looking at, back into roster guys who makes team, that kind of deal.
That's what I'm feeling.
I mean, no head coach there.
Yep.
I mean, I'm anxious to see what goes on with Matt Barkley and Logan Woodside because, again, as I said Wednesday, I don't think Logan Woodside's on the 53.
Right.
I think you can go ahead and write that one down.
And I think you look at this, I think everybody is looking at the offense this game. And as far as the defense, we've seen it the last 2 games. Well, we've also seen it in the Tampa Bay scrimmage. So, we know what we're getting from the defense. I think the main thing is let's get healthy going into week 1. And we know what our depth is. Let's get off this COVID list. But as far as offense goes, we still got a QB2 spot that needs to be decided. So still got some receivers that are vying for spots. So I think it's still open on the offensive end. As far as what we're going to stop defensively, I have no clue. But we'll see. We'll see. But the Titans do win this game.
615-737-1045 at 3HL1045. You're never going to say they lose. You're still mad at me that I talked you into betting against them.
I couldn't believe that because I knew how I was feeling going into it.
Well, I think that was late at night, and you had some Uncle Tito's over.
Yeah.
You had your friend over?
Yeah, he was sitting on the couch with
and
me.
You're like, damn, Brett, that does sound like a good idea.
See, that's the thing. A lot of ideas sound great after 10 o'clock, especially Uncle Tito when he's whispering, and then I got you texting like, come on. I don't know what to go with.
You got the devil in both ears. And then you wake up the next morning and you look at your bet sheet. You're like, what did I?
Come on, Slay. You know
that's like when
this.
I bet the UCLA game under twice.
You went double under. You went under and then under again. So you went under the bridge.
Downtown
under the bridge.
Also want to see, again, some continuation of some of the defensive backs that are going to be seeing some time, too, because I think that there's some room there.
Yeah.
There may be some undecided locations there.
Yep.
But, man, Bolden is the starter. I mean,
done deal.
Greg Cosell told us yesterday, he goes, that's the starter in the slot corner day 1.
Yeah. Yeah. So what does
he saw enough. And this is coming from a guy who doesn't like watching preseason football.
Right.
But he said, look, you could see what that guy has in that game.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what we're talking about in terms of what you're looking for.
Yep.
But curious to know what you guys are looking for. 615-737-1045 at 3HL1045. The other thing about this is, Slade, this is the last preseason game, and then it's on, man. The rosters get cut
Tuesday.
27. Now, you do have the expanded
16 for the practice.
For the practice squad, 16, so that takes it up to 69. So you're really losing 11. Although some of the practice squad players will come from other rosters. So,
Right.
I mean,
Right.
29 per team, 27 per team. Sorry.
Yeah. So still an audition.
Yeah.
For guys out there. I wonder, will we see a guy like Sargent get out there? Will we see Bolden? You think he's done? We don't need to see any more of him.
I've seen enough from him.
Right.
My guess is he'll be out there though.
Right. Man, that's my question. Who all will we seeing from the defense, and how long are we seeing them? Because one thing you don't want to do is go into the game trying to knock rust off either. Like, you want to be going into game one ready to lock and load. And I know the starters are going to be chomping at the bits, but this is the week, man. This is the week. It's time to get to it. So, Sargent, I want to see what he does, though. And I want to see Radens bounce back. I want to see him bounce back. And I know he can, and I believe he will. So
It looks like Sargent, like when he gets the handoff, he explodes toward the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Almost like some big, tall superhero guy, like hit him in the back with a hammer.
Yeah, like, get through there.
Like with a gigantic hammer, like Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thor, just hit him.
Do the wind of the hammer. Go on through there with Sargent.
615-737-1045, kind of like that wind blowing through that beer you chugged this morning. Ali next up on 3HL. Ali, what's up, man? How are you?
What's up, fellas? Hey, Ron, that bet that you're going to make, go ahead and lock in the Bears to cover tomorrow. As much as I love the Titans, but Justin Fields is about to, take care of business tomorrow.
Yeah, but guess what, though, Ali? He can't stay. He only going to play one half. He ain't going to play both halves.
Yeah, he's going to put up about 3 scores. But let me tell y'all something. The SEC is not ready. This year, the Buckeyes are taking care of business. Go ahead and lock in those futures that Ohio State will win the national championship this year. The Buckeyes are the best college football team out there.
Ali, I'm not going to argue with you, man. Honestly, I picked Georgia to win it all, but Ohio State's right there, and they got the most explosive player in the country too. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they got. And I mean, they'll have some challenges with Wisconsin, Penn State. I'll leave the other team off, but Ohio State will be in the mix. That's for sure.
Good call.
But the thing is, I just can't wait for those SEC tears, especially those Alabama fans. I can't wait to hear them cry this year when Alabama does not win the Natty and does not make the playoffs this year. Book it.
Dang.
I mean, I don't know that they'll be crying. I mean, they've won, 6 out of 10, something like that? I mean, at some point, you just be like, hey, man, all right.
I like
They're
the way
still
you
going to
think.
cry.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely.
They're not
gonna
used
cry
to
if there's a bad
losing.
call.
Yeah, that's true. I keep hearing this might be Nick Saban's best defense at Alabama.
Yes, that's scary because he reloaded on offense.
Bryce Young at quarterback, and that they're going to run the ball a little bit more this year.
If that's the case. That's a little.
This is going to be more like the Alabama hit you in the mouth and take your women and children.
Well,
kind of team.
Well,
to go back to the program, just flipped it.
Put the women and children to bed. Let's go hunt for food then.
That won the program.
That was varsity.
Remember the Titans? Wasn't it?
So was.
Yeah.
No.
All right, what movie was that? At 3HL. We've had a lot of sun hit our head today.
Yes, we have. It was Varsity Blues. It was Varsity Blues.
Wait, what's the question?
Put the women and children to bed and let's go hunt for food.
It's the program.
It is the program.
Is it? Because that was a Mox that said
that's
that.
what, when Peyton Manning went into the game, when Jerry Colquitt went down at UCLA, where Don is this weekend, that's what he said to the huddle. And Jason Lehman said, just call the effing play.
Yeah.
We don't need to hear all this.
We don't need no hype speech or nothing. Just get it done out here.
Let's go to Ryan in Lebanon next up at 615-737-1045. Ryan, what's up?
Hey, what's up, fellas, man? Got a comment on the guy before me. I mean, what happened last week, man, against Buffalo? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying on that. I'm looking at Ferkser. See what he's going to do. He really needs to step up because I haven't seen much out of the tight end group. Hey, y'all have a good day, man. Happy Friday. Go Titans.
There you go. We hadn't seen any attention to the tight end, really.
And that's why I've been asking week after week, and it's like they're starting to fly under the radar. So I don't know if they have an eye on the other teams because scouts are out there watching the other teams in these preseason games also. But there's been no mention of the tight end. So either that means they're comfortable with it or they have the their eyes on the other tight ends at other spots, and they're going to bring somebody in. So, and like I said, Kansas City has a plethora of tight ends. You better believe that. So keep your eyes open on the tight end. We're looking to see something from, hopefully it is Ferguson that can get the job done, and that is great. But you also got to have somebody else you can lean on. So we'll rope all that in at once.
I mean, when there's roster movement, you'll see something there with the tight end position.
I smell like burgers or hot dogs or something. It's smelling like football. The grass was being cut when we pulled up. Now the concession stand is – now only thing I'm missing now is a little popcorn and some kind of band playing. I just need the band practicing.
Got some turkey buzzards over there. They're circling something.
They might be circling me. I think they're going to come eat me.
615-737-1045, broadcasting live from CPA. Brentwood Academy and CPA. Cody White, the coach at Brentwood Academy. Ingle Martin, the head coach at CPA. We had Ingle on earlier. He said he almost beat you in a dunk contest.
Yeah, he did. He came close. Is
that the proper way for him to phrase that story?
Yeah, he framed that right. That was right. Listen, man, I love Ingle, man. I always loved competing against him. I always loved watching him compete also. So that's my guy, man. It's not too many people that you have a lot of respect for, but people that came in that era,
that sounds bad.
Yeah, it does. It just is what it is. But you know, what I mean, I got respect for Ingle, no doubt.
Freegee dog too, right?
Freegee is my guy.
Yeah, hopefully he'll be walking around here and we can pull him on the radio.
I can name on my hand people affiliated with Vanderbilt that are my guys. Oh, two hands. I'll say two hands. I can name them.
I know
you're not going to hear that a lot.
I know Freegee and Atiba Prater are two of them.
Without question. Should I go down the list?
I kind of guessed on the Prater.
Okay, because I'll go down the list. It's quick. It ain't going to take no time to go down that list, but I'm just saying. My guys.
Who else?
My guys. Man, first of all, the ice cream truck just came by with no music.
Alan just asked if we wanted ice cream sandwich.
Now he's humming the music. No, we got. Oh yes. Hey, not only did I get an ice cream sandwich, I got a Fat Boy ice cream sandwich. and you know what?
Alan, did you do that for a reason?
Well, I'm gonna do it for a reason. I'm gonna open it for a reason.
Fat Boy.
While we on there, let me tell you, in honor of all the fat boys that love ice cream sandwiches like me, I'm a skinny fat boy too.
Stick 'em, ha ha ha, stick 'em.
Let me show you what I'm gonna do. See this? Everybody on Zone TV, if you're watching, this is how real fat boys eat ice cream sandwiches. You lick the sides first. That's in honor of all the fat boys. I love y'all.
Shout out to all the fat boys out there.
Mm-hmm. Got to hit them sides. You don't hit them sides.
So who else you got on Vanderbilt's list real quick? We'll go back to the phone. 615-737-1045.
I got Drew. I got Ronnie Mack. I got – that whole era is tough, man. Atiba Prater, James Strong, Matt Freegee, Mario Moore, Shane Foster, Derek Byers.
You're up to 8.
Yeah, we starting to slim them down. I'm missing somebody. They're going to kill me too. Billy McCaffrey. Respect them.
Billy McCaffrey.
Yeah, Billy can go.
I know. I know.
Sam, because that's my guy.
Sam Howard.
Yeah, but he was really a Music City player, so I don't really count him as. He was on my AU team, so I don't really count him. Trying to think, is it anybody else?
I don't count him. He played at Vanderbilt.
Anybody else? Fat Boy is good. Fat Boy is really good. And guess what? Let me tell y'all this before I go back in there. You know why you lick the sides of your ice cream sandwich?
So it doesn't melt all over you.
No, because usually people always say, let me get the other half of that.
Oh.
When you licked all the sides.
Back when you were in school?
Yeah. You lick all the sides, they can't ask for the other half. I'll give you the other half, but I already licked it. So.
The other part about us being in school back in the day, come borrow 50 cents. That's all it took.
That's going to get you so much stuff.
You get anything you want for 50 cents.
Oh, my gosh. Ooh, the middle. Oh, that's good.
All right. So we came up with
Can we please calm down on the smacking?
Dude, I didn't know they had an ice cream truck walking around at CPA.
It wasn't an ice cream truck. It was just Alan.
But he was the ice cream man.
He cooks all the food for the kids.
Well, they cooked the fat boy.
All right, let's go back to the phone. Jim, you're so happy.
Yeah, I'm happy. Dude, I'm in heaven right now.
Jim in Nashville next up on 3HL. Jim, what's up, man?
Okay,
Jim, go ahead, man.
Jim must be on the ice cream truck. Okay, there you go.
Hey, go ahead.
Hey, Slate. I just want to talk about you being late this morning to that golf tournament. I heard J. Martin Ramon talking about this morning. What was going on, man?
Wait,
You supposed to been there at 7:20, man. You got that?
Were they really saying that you were late? You weren't late.
I don't know what's wrong with them people.
What are they doing on that show?
They didn't even believe I was coming at first.
So didn't. They didn't think you was coming.
They didn't think I was coming.
They say, look at Slade. He's supposed to be here at 7:20. He got here at 7:50 something. But I'm going to hang up and let y'all talk, man. Love the show.
All right.
Y'all keep doing what y'all doing, man. Y'all make my long drive home easy. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I appreciate that, fam.
Hey, thanks, man.
Hey, listen, this is what I'm telling you about them.
They need to stick to the truth.
That's what they need to do, first
We
and
were
foremost.
in the golf cart when Ramon gave his "Let's get ready to rumble" speech.
You better believe it. Thank you, Will. Let me also say,
cleaning up the fat boy.
Yeah, fat boy. Take care of the fat boy. What I'm trying to tell you is, when Slay is involved, you can always expect an entrance to be involved too. So you take that how you love it. And when I got there, everybody was saying, "I'm on the green. I'm on the green." So
everybody was saying it.
Shout out to everybody.
Honk, you digging this smacking?
Oh my gosh, driving me crazy.
Yeah. Oh.
Mwah. Good. Mwah.
You better believe it. They ought to get on Zone TV. They wouldn't even have to hear it. They can see it. How about that, huh?
And the sad thing is, I'm watching Zone TV, so not only am I seeing it, I'm hearing it before I see it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You hear the smack, and then you see the smack.
I ate that before the break.
I take a dog. You see the smack, and then you hear the smack, then you see the smack. Now you get to see him licking the fingers. Eli in the borough next up, 615-737-1045. Eli, what's up?
Oh, yeah. Hey, fellas. I just wanted to say it's a great Friday today. It's been a great hot day. But I'm here to say, y'all better watch out for these boys in black and gold this year. They finna drop the anchor all the way down on Rocky Top. I'm telling you, we finna sneak out about 5 wins this year, and y'all best watch out for that man at quarterback named Ken Seals. Oh, man, I hang up and listen.
Has he even named Ken Seals the quarterback?
No, but the good thing is,
I mean, we know he's the quarterback. That's what I'm saying.
It's Trash Talk Friday, so I'm going to let you get away with that a little bit. But I'm also telling you, listen, I love Clark Lee. It's from my era. Give him all the props. Now, don't you go too far. Now, I'm going to let you, I'm like your mama or your daddy. Listen, you can go out there and play, but stay in the yard. Don't you try. If I see you go down the street, I'm gonna bring you back in the house, and you ain't gonna get to play no more. That's what you doing talking about that black and gold. Gonna get fired with. Get back in this yard, or you don't get to go outside no more. Is what I'm trying to tell him.
He said drop the hammer all the way down on Tennessee.
They got an anchor. See, that's how confused he is. He's dropping hammers. They got anchors. He don't know what to do.
I think he said anchor. I went hammer.
No, he said hammer.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. MC Hammer.
It was hammer time yesterday.
It was hammer time. It ain't hammer time now.
It's not.
It's hot time.
There is a sign. There are all kinds of signs up, not just at this high school, I'm sure, but that it reads, support Waverly football. Actually, the Zone brought that. Look at that. There's a Zone logo with the Venmo on it. So you can walk by and donate. But at Tiger,
be Rocket Top.
At Tiger Football, you're still in on that. At Tiger Football on Venmo, so you can go ahead and donate. We're going to talk with the Waverly Central High School football coach, Randall Bolden, when we come back. Stay tuned. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
Accurate Mortgage in 20.
Wood Academy at CPA in the 1045 The Zone Football Friday night game of the week.
Need more time.
Presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety
10-4.
and Paul Winkler Investing.
Just let me know when you're ready.
Tonight at 6 with Will Bowling and Lucas Panzica on your home for high school football. 1045 The Zone.
Right now, new and existing users for
104.5 The Zone, broadcasting live from Christ Presbyterian Academy, Brentwood Academy at CPA tonight. You can catch that game on 1045thezone.com. Will Bowling, Lucas Panzica will be in the bleachers calling the game tonight.
In the bleachers.
Perfect night for football. And Waverly Central not playing this week for obvious reasons, but they're back out there practicing, trying to get some normalcy to that community that's been through so much in the last week. And Waverly Central High School football coach Randall Bolden joins us now. Coach, I always start a conversation with how are you, but with everything that's going on, how are you?
We're surviving, guys. We know that we have a long road ahead, so our focus is, just trying to help members of our community clean out their houses and try to move on, try to move forward.
So what was the process? Because I know in this community, it's such a special place in Middle Tennessee, right? Like when tragic things happen, through tragedy comes just awesomeness, right? And people want to help. So I imagine you were immediately getting inundated with phone calls like, what can I do? Where can I send money? And all of those things. What was the process like for you guys to kind of organize all of that into a flow of where things were going?
It's been pretty chaotic, especially at first, because our mind wasn't on, football for a little bit. But then, the realization is we've got to do something to move forward. So then we started getting some organization. There were some fundraisers that popped up, some guys that stepped up and really helped us organize that so that our focus can, stay with our community. And that's where we've been. Our kids have been out working every single day trying to help people. We're just now leaving. We've been there since 8 o'clock this morning, different households. We have a candlelight visual tonight that we're going to get ready for so we can say our final piece for the ones that we lost.
Gosh, just putting it into perspective, Randall Bolden, the Waverly football coach, can you describe what that day was like?
It was chaotic. That's the best way I can describe it. We play on Friday night. We get back home or to the field house, and we leave a little after midnight after getting film and everything done. And usually on Saturday mornings we get up, 6, 7 o'clock and head into the field house for the players to come in and get ice baths and whatever they need and wash uniforms. And one of my assistant coaches lives closer to the field house. He was there before we were, and by the time I got up around 7:30, 8 o'clock and start heading out, I couldn't get anywhere. All the bridges were closed, water was over the roads. So by the time I had to go into a different county to eventually get back to our field house. And by the time I got there, like I said, it was wasted. It was chest deep in there. It was just total chaos.
From a sports perspective, obviously, we're big proponents of youth sports on this radio station for obvious reasons. But, sports teaches life, and sports creates an outlet for kids and all of those things. What have you learned about your kids going through this?
I've been extremely proud of our group of young men, and that's exactly what they are. They show maturity through this whole process. All they care about is helping others, and that's something as a coach, our ultimate goal. One of our standards we have in our program is selfless service, and every single one of them dudes have answered that call. I couldn't be more proud of them. I don't care if wins, losses, it doesn't matter to me. To see these young men step up and mature the way they have makes me the proudest coach on the earth.
Randall Bolden with us, the Waverly Central High School football coach. So what are you guys in need of? I know, we talked a couple of days ago, and you guys, you lost everything. Equipment, computers, electronics, locker room destroyed, football field underwater. What are you in need of now?
We, through collaboration with other programs, we feel like we've got enough equipment to continue the season. Our focus going forward will be long-term, trying to rebuild our facilities and make sure that we have equipment to carry on. So, that'll be our focus going forward. We've got a web page set up, actually. It's called wearewaverly.com. And on that webpage, people can go, if you want to donate to the flood victims, any of the sports programs, you just scroll down, you click on it, and, all your donations are extremely appreciated.
The Titans with a big gift the other day. Burke Nighthill and the guys announcing $50,000 to flood relief in Humphreys County. plus a game or two at Nissan Stadium. That's got to be exciting for the kids at least.
Yes, and I spoke with them again today, and it was just funny. This disaster happened less than a week ago, and we're out in these homes helping people move their stuff out, and some of these people I've never really met before, but just through conversation, they just said, "Hey, y'all get to play at Nissan Stadium," So they're thinking about it, and they're happy and proud of that. So it was just funny. We talk about how sports is an outlet for people to kind of forget about what's going on in the world and just kind of focus on that. And that rings true. I mean, these people are hearing that we're playing at the Titan Stadium, and they're happy for it.
Coach, I know it's hard to put in perspective for all the listeners and stuff, but how many people are reaching out to you guys just outside the state of Tennessee that are looking to lend a hand to you all?
The list is huge, guys. I mean, I'm getting phone calls left and right from people, and I'm trying to return them as fast as I can if I'm working or not in an area that has service. But the sheer outpour from everyone is extremely humbling.
Well, we appreciate the time, man. I know you're pulled in a lot of directions right now, but just keep fighting, man. Keep fighting.
I appreciate that, guys. Just keep our town in your thoughts and prayers, and we'll keep battling, and we'll get through it.
On Twitter, at Waverly Tiger FB. You can donate at any First Bank in Tennessee. You can donate to Tiger Football. You can Venmo at Tiger Football. And as he said, the website added to help all programs at Waverly High School. WeAreWaverly.com. Thank you, Randall. Appreciate it, man.
Man, no doubt.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right. Prayers up.
Yep. You always see the rain and the storm, man, and then that sunshine come through. It's going to be a great story, man, and something really for those guys to rally around, that city to rally around and bounce back when this season gets started, man, once they be able to get past this, man. Prayers for them, man.
Guy called yesterday from Waverly. He said 12 minminutes. That's how long it took for everyone's world to be completely rocked.
That's crazy.
12 minutes.
First quarter.
All right, 5 o'clock hour coming up. I've seen Matt Freege walking around here. We might get a little Vanderbilt, Tennessee talk going here with Slay and Freege. Stay tuned. Broadcasting live at CPA. We'll be right back. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Blaine and Mickey.
Comcast in 20.
Rocky Top.
Need more time on that. I forget which one it is.
That's not a good hire.
10-4. It's Xfinity Mobile, but I got you.
Thrown out the club eventually. But football is the king, man. You got to get football right. This Heupel thing has got to go right.
Blaine and Mickey. Monday afternoon from 1 to 3 on 104.5 The Zone.
All right, you got 2 minutes.
This is Tiki Barber with a CBS Sports Minute sponsored by NHTSA. Every year, children die from being left alone in cars. If you see a child unattended, call 911 immediately. European soccer news hasn't historically made significant waves in the mainstream U.S. media, but with the growth of American ownership in some of those teams, particularly in the English Premier League and domestic TV rights deals, the game most of the world calls football is capturing our interest. One of the biggest names in the sport is former Juventus striker Cristiano Ronaldo, who just was sold to Manchester United in the UEFA transfer window. What makes this so interesting is that Man U, the acquiring team, is owned by the Glazer family, the same Glazers that own the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The parallel, obviously, is that the Bucs realized the value of signing an aging superstar, Tom Brady, who led them to a Super Bowl. Look at Man U, just following that other football script. I'm Tiki Barber.
So in life, throws you uh-ohs.
Yeah, I can't find it.
Just say better.
All right, I'll shoot it to you in an email.
Head to Mako.com for an
Or I can just do another one.
A child's body temperature rises 3 to 5 times.
I'm going to have to send it off because now Becky requests every single one, so I know they're going to want the right one.
Oh, they've always wanted every one.
2020.
They just never listen to it.
Pediatric
You just want to do another one?
No, if you can send it.
Parents
All right, 10-4. It'll probably be about another minute, but I'll get to you.
Okay,
Set
thanks.
yourself reminders on your cell phone or place something you'll need in the back seat so you don't forget your child. Always look for your baby before you lock. Paid for by NHTSA.
What? Just 15 seconds to talk about Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea? That smooth taste of real brewed tea with just the right kick of alcohol? What? We started already. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for it in the bright yellow cans.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Staples Connect has innovative tools for small businesses. This week, get up to 40% off select chairs. Chairs that roll, swivel, tilt, and turn. Offer ends 8/28 while supplies last. Prices may vary online. See more at staplesconnect.com/furniture. Staples Connect, the working and learning store.
I sold my home for more than I anticipated, and I got to decide when I was ready to move. I received my all-cash offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, and they let me move after I found my new home. They made it easy. What up, y'all? This is Ron Slay, and this review is coming from 3HA.
Don Davenport and Ron Slay.
You're live.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Brent Doherty and Ron Slay.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. Hey, I'm in the building. 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 What's happening, people?
We're actually under a tent. That's where we are.
So I'm hanging out of the tent. Kirby always put me on the edge somewhere, and these long legs I got to stretch out, so I always end up hanging out halfway with the sun. Too big. But we're here, and it's football time in Tennessee, too.
No doubt. This time next week, we'll be talking about what the Vols did the night before against Bowling Green. That game coming up in 6 days now.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Joe Milton will be the starting quarterback, even though Josh Heupel will not say it.
Yeah, he said he doesn't know. What you think about that?
I think that Joe Milton will be the starting quarterback for Tennessee when they
You
take
got
on
to put
Bowling
a
Green.
transformer at quarterback, and that's what he looks like. So, yeah, I agree.
Titans-Bears coming up tomorrow night. You can catch the game right here on 104.5 The Zone. And you brought up a great point earlier. It's been a while since basically anybody that wants a ticket can go to the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I expect a packed house. I expect it to be rowdy. I expect them to get to it.
Even for a preseason.
Even for a preseason
People
game.
going to be lubed up in the parking lot?
Yeah, yes. And the reason being, they don't, what the outside world doesn't know, Titans fans haven't even been able to go to practice. So this here, there was only one game, and we broadcast one scrimmage that they got to go to, and we broadcast live. It was a week ago.
Yep.
Yeah, and so now it's open season. Even without the stars and the starters playing, they'll be on the sideline. People are clamoring to see those guys.
Still want to see Barkley versus Woodside, right?
Yeah, you definitely do.
And Barkley will start, and then they'll rotate every 2 series.
Right.
And, does Elijah Bolden get back out there and show everybody what he's got?
I hope not. Because I know what he got, and I can't wait to see it against Arizona. The question is, does Kyler Murray know what he got? Not to look too far ahead.
How about Honey Badger going immediately on Twitter? Like, y'all better get ready for this guy.
Okay. I said.
People are calling him the mini Badger.
Hey, man. I said, and I don't want to jump the gun, but the plays he was making was Honey Badger-like. And
here, immediately people are in their car think, hey, Slay.
It's like crazy.
It's going against 2nd and 13.
Right.
But your point and my point is you saw the athleticism.
Yes.
My man had 2 offensive linemen converging on him.
Correct.
To lock the door.
Yeah.
And he got underneath the door.
Yeah. Like a little mouse.
Slid crawling.
Yeah. And then rolls up on 2 legs.
Like the rats in New York City.
They raise up on 2 legs?
Some of them do.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't want to go
They'll
there.
mug you and steal your car.
See what I'm saying?
You got little rats out there just driving around town.
That's a problem.
You thought you had an Uber.
Yeah. No, there ain't no Uber.
It's just a rat.
That's Master Splinter driving, huh? So This is what I'm saying, man. You got this guy come out and stamp it. Honey Badger being that guy. Talking about, like, that's what.
Guys don't do that.
No.
Guys don't do that.
That's what I want to be judged by. I want to be judged by my peers. That's why I listen. When you get a guy like Matt Freege, who will come on with us soon, to talk highly about you, and I do it in return, it means something different. Like, I love the coaches, I love the media and all that, but your peers that you play against, that's who you want to be respected about. Take that, Will.
Will Doherty sitting here, taking in the whole show.
Yeah, giving it to him.
Somebody asked him if he was having a good time, and he goes, beat sitting in class, taking notes.
Right. Hey, man, you need them notes. You take it. What he don't know, unconsciously, he's in class right now.
We're teaching him.
Come on now.
What are we teaching him?
Come on, we teaching him life. We teaching him trash talk on a Friday before a big game.
At 3HL 1045, we have a lot of pictures and videos out there from the golf tournament this morning. A lot of them we have cigars.
Yeah.
That are present.
Really good cigars, too.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. Shout out to Ramon.
Oh, thank Ramon for that.
Kind of. By way, via Ramon.
You had the torch too. I have one of those in my bag too.
Yeah. See, yeah.
I'm not about a match. I'm not trying to get out of the wind. I'm not trying to light 8 matches before.
Yeah.
You finally get one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get the torch.
Man, you know what's doing it for me? It's Friday, and I'm starting to feel the energy. Like we got the music blasting, I'm smelling the food. We got balloons out here.
High school football Friday night, man.
It's time on the clock right now.
53-39.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, like, this is what it's about. And when you got team pride, school pride, see, Ingle would get mad at me. And I'm going to tell you why Ingle would get mad at me. Because when we come up out of the locker room,
they walk right down the stairs
yeah,
with that line right there.
And I'll be on top of the line. See, that's what – boy, get out. Man, I'll be up, and I'll be growling.
You be riding the line?
I'll be growling on top of the line. Like, yeah.
I don't know that the Lion could handle that.
Oh, no, he looks sturdy. Small, but he's sturdy. That line is like Sergeant. That's what we're going to see come tomorrow.
Oh.
He's still, you know what I mean? He's still auditioning. Yeah. So that line going to be like Sergeant, small and sturdy, and get on through there. That's going to be me, and we'll be in the den.
But then how would you get off the line? Would you need help? Would Big John Henderson have to help you off the line?
Yeah, y'all will lift me off the line while I'm still growling, and then we'll come out. You know what I'm saying? I probably wouldn't play it down. I wouldn't play it down. It'd be hot.
Hey, you got that fade route, though.
I'll fade route all day, especially on the field like this. Like, this is a beautiful field. I'll fade route all day long, lob it up. And it's not about running after the catch. For me, a guy in my position. 6'5" at that time, probably about 180.
You just want to catch the ball and be done.
Catch it and go on down, especially if there's people around. That's what I used to tell myself. When Buck used to throw it up, or Danny Perry would throw it up, I would say, this is an alley-oop. Catch it, come down with it, and fall. But if nobody's around.
But you did have that 80-yard touchdown.
That's how I led the state in receiving yards. See, that's what they don't know. See, everybody want to acknowledge the stories. Listen, y'all, this is Trash Talk Friday. Y'all want to acknowledge the stories about Hillsborough, the fire alarm and all that. Somebody needs to come on and acknowledge the story of me catching that pass and going 70-some-odd yards down the right sideline.
How tired were you when you got to the end zone?
I wasn't. I wanted it to be more field. I wanted to keep running because my legs were so long and all I could see was me striding. I was 88 like the playmaker Michael Irvin, and it was real. And it was so real. You know, to me.
See, busting the long touchdown, too, because then you're there by yourself.
You're by yourself.
It takes a minute for everybody to get there.
Come on now. Come on. See, now you're coming in my world, Mayor.
Yeah.
Now you're coming in my world. Come on in
so
there
you just stood there and said, come on in here.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Where y'all at? Come on. I'm here. I'm in the building. I'm in the end zone.
All right.
Come on, man.
Let's go back to the phone. Bubba and Dixon next up on 3HL. Hey, Bubba, what's up? Bubba, go ahead, man.
Can you hear me?
Yep, got you.
I was trying to tell Honk I couldn't make it. Like, there's a lot of different little avenues we got here.
I see what you did.
Oh, man, I know. Dude, I love Honk needs probably to go wash his mouth out a couple times. Just talking that much, man, I feel sorry for him.
Yeah, Honk got to get us all in control, man.
Well, by the time he gets home, he's just kind of like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
You guys?
He's like, I need a break.
Yeah.
Listen, Ron, I don't want to rain on your parade. This is what I've done.
Here we go.
I will say this. First and foremost, feller called earlier, and he said about Vanderbilt and Tennessee. Yeah. I am not a Tennessee fan. Not at all. Man, I'm kind of excited. Like, Heupel's going to – I think he's going to do the work, and please do not say Vanderbilt's going to beat Tennessee. That's number one. Mm-hmm. Number two, I want to talk about where they said sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Cutting in and out.
We got you.
All right, well, I mean, Ron was eating a daggum ice cream cone earlier.
Yeah, ice cream
sandwich.
Are
you sure you eating ice cream, or were you eating a daggum rib? I'm just letting you know. I mean, the way you were slurping and slapping, and it sounded good. Whatever you was eating, it sounded amazing.
Yeah.
Just let you know.
He got every bit of that thing, man.
And number three, y'all were Juan Don Ron was posting y'all's videos. My boy wasn't late. He was on the green. He was ready to go. He was teeing up, and he was in the building. He was ready to go. He was on the green. I just want y'all to know I was keeping up with it because I was like, hey, I bet Ron's going to be late. I said it myself. He was not late. He was on time. He posted the videos.
That's right. Thank you for that correction.
But how did y'all do? I didn't catch it earlier, but I just want to know how y'all did today on that green.
how y'all did.
We outplayed our projection.
Yeah.
13
Did
under.
you lose
59.
the ball?
Oh, we lost.
Lose a ball.
Listen, man, we sprayed that course.
Lose a ball. See, that's
all you had to do was say no.
That's the
we wasn't there.
No, that's the thing. See, some people look at it as losing the ball. I look at it as more as donating to somebody that may need a ball. See what I'm saying? That's my thing. Yeah, that's my thing. Yeah.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, man.
All right.
Y'all
Hey,
keep up the good one, man.
Thank you.
bro.
Appreciate it. Hey, let's get Darrington in here. Says he's out of the hospital.
Okay.
Darrington, what's up, man?
Here we go.
Hey, Ron, I heard that Green didn't have no roof today.
No, nor did the cart.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear. I just wanted to call and say, by the grace of God and the prayers of the people, I'm out of the hospital. Corona is not going to have victory over me. I have a little breathing machine I'm going to have to do for a few months, maybe walk around with an inhaler. I got 10 days of in-house quarantine, and I just had to let Corona know on a little trash talk Friday that this car ain't got no roof, and we are in the building, baby.
Yes,
I appreciate y'all people. Keep knocking them out.
No
Love
doubt.
you, Darrington, man.
Way to fight, baby.
There you go. Prayers up for Darrington. All right, when we come back, we'll visit with Jason Swain. We may get Freegee over here, too. So that'll be a fun segment. Stay tuned. By the way, Jason Swain was at the Powell-Maryville game last night.
Yeah.
To see the number one player in the country.
I can't wait to hear about it.
Walter Nolan.
Yep, I can't wait.
And we'll get a report when we come back. 3HL 1045 The Zone. 3HL 1045 The Zone. Come on, air instruction there. Brent Doherty, Ron Slay, broadcasting live from CPA. Brentwood Academy at CPA. Should be a fun one. Friday Night Lights, man. If you're going to a high school football game tonight, have a good time. Prayers up for safety. Matt Freege walking around here, former Vanderbilt basketball star and pro and all of those things. Matt, what's up, man? How are you?
Doing well. Just trying to stay cool. It's rather warm out here.
I told Slay, you stopped me the other day, and you were like, hey, man, Ron Slay and I used to go at it. And you weren't even talking about, like, Vanderbilt, Tennessee stuff. You were talking about in the summer.
Yeah.
You were grinding.
Oh, yeah. No, the summertime was the best up in Memorial. It was hot. There's no air conditioning. But everybody in Nashville came there and played every afternoon. And when Ron was in town, I mean, we had a lot of guys come up there. Like Mercer would come up there.
Mercer would come up.
Yeah.
Trent Hassel.
Yep.
David Vaughn.
Yep, David Vaughn.
But when
Johnson come in sometimes.
Yeah, but when Ron was there, like, the energy in the gym was just different, you know? Like, you heard him walking in the doors in Memorial. Like, it was great. Yeah. So when he was there, it always was a little bit more intense and a little bit more competitive. And, yeah, just a lot of good times.
So my guess is you guys would end up guarding each other quite a bit.
Yeah, quite a bit. I don't know if we ever got to play on the same team, but
No.
but yeah, we've definitely battled quite a few times together. But it was great. It really was.
That was the thing, man. I tell the younger generation and everything, I don't want to be the old man on the porch, but I'm just saying, like, at that point, man, you never wanted to give anybody an upper hand because you knew you were going to see those same guys during the season. You know what I mean? Because it was mainly SEC guys playing against each other. So you didn't want to give either team or either guy an upper hand or anything. So you were going to battle, and it was a hot box. Ooh. Like, I don't know what they were doing. It was like they were turning the heat on in Memorial Gym, dude. Like, that was crazy with them big old fans. What kind of fan? I don't even know.
We
what
had
kind of
like 3 fans going.
Just blowing hot air around the gym.
Yes.
Like, it was
but
crazy.
what was crazy is that we had the practice gym that was air conditioned, but we still played down. Yeah, exactly. We still played in the main gym.
So did. And you never wanted to go on that side court because that means you got put off the
That's
main
right.
court.
That's right. You wanted to stay on that middle court.
Yep.
You know, Matt Freege with us on 3HL. You know, it's growing up here, I've been to so many games at Memorial Gym, and people around the country need to know that is one of the special places to consume basketball in this country. What was it like to play on that stage, elevated, when it was rocking?
When it was rocking, I mean, there's nothing that really I can compare it to.
Yeah.
Even when I wasn't playing, you know, like when Vandy played Florida, when Florida was on the second season of their back-to-back national championships.
Corey Brewer and those guys.
Yeah. Like, I got to go to that game, and just walking in, not even walking in, just walking up to it, you could just feel how electric the place was. And then, like, it's just an atmosphere that, man, I haven't been able to experience it, you know, in a few years, you know, between COVID and then, you know, just having some down years with the program. And, man, I can't wait for the day that we have a full Memorial Gym playing against Tennessee or Kentucky or Florida. There's just nothing better.
Stack still, speaking of playing, I mean, I keep hearing stories about him running games.
Yeah, I mean, well, you got to look at their coaching staff, man. Like, they got some hoopers.
There's like 30 people on that staff.
Exactly, yeah. You still got James Strong over there.
Yeah.
Still looking like he can bench press cars and stuff. So, I mean, like, and then Stack so fit, man. You see him in the suits.
Yeah.
It's the same thing on the court, man. They got some guys with some competitiveness. And that's why I expect Vandy to turn the corner. You know, they're giving Stack time, but he's starting to get guys in there. But getting guys to stay healthy is big, and getting them to buy into their system. And once he does, like, it's too many competitors over there on their coaching staff, man.
I agree.
Them not to
I mean, they've lost 2 first-round picks, like hot first-round picks.
Yeah.
Early in the season.
Yep.
And, you know, football, you can overcome some of that stuff. But basketball, man.
Right.
Those guys make it go. I thought it was interesting. You guys were having a conversation before we went on the air, and old man on the porch. But I think parents that are listening now with kids that love basketball can relate to what you guys were talking about. And the question was, when did you know that you loved the game of basketball? Yeah. And I think that can go to, when did you know that you had a chance to maybe get school paid for?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Freeze, you want to hit it first?
Yeah, I mean,
how early?
we were
what was your process?
talking, you know, 5th, 6th grade was when you really figured out that you love basketball. And then once you get to high school, your freshman, sophomore year, that's kind of when you figure out, man, I'm actually really good at this, and I might be able to play in college.
Yeah.
After my sophomore year, I guess leading into my sophomore year, I went to a basketball camp at UMKC, University of Missouri, Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a week-long camp. And afterwards, Coach, I think it was Coach Sunvold maybe, had me in his office, and he said, young man, you're going to be able to play in college, and I'd like to be the first one to offer you a scholarship. And I was just like floored. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I was like, you serious?
Yeah.
So I, after that, I told my high school coach, and he was like, yeah, UMKC is great, but you just wait a little while. You're going to get some bigger schools.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
And, it turned out to be true. So
I think for me, man, it was I was fortunate to grow up in this city around so many great players as far as colleges goes. You had the history that you had over in high school of the older guys at Whites Creek and then at Pearl High and North and all those guys, Hal McLean, all those guys still been around. And then coming up being a ball boy for TSU, you got to see colleges. This was Carlos Rogers, the Anthony Mesa era.
So you could
Frankie
kind of
Allen.
envision yourself doing
Right,
that.
exactly. So once you see it, it's like it's second nature. Like, I can do that. You know what I'm saying? So then you look over at Vanderbilt. That's why I was talking about McCaffrey early and guys like that and Drew. And you get to reach out and touch those people, Ronnie McMahon and people like that, Charles Davis. So it's like, man, this college thing is attainable. Regardless of wherever you're coming from. So that automatically puts in your head that you can get it done. And then playing and being around the sport long enough, you just start to pick up things. It wasn't being in the house. Like, you were actually going to games in Municipal Auditorium when they had
the Nashville Stars.
The Nashville Stars,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to all that. Then you're going, every center you go to, it's a competitive game going on. So you're watching that. And you're seeing guys like Dante. You see Mercer and all these guys. So it was different, man. And you wanted to try to attain that. And it was the same thing, hopefully, that we were able to do. By coming back hooping in the summertime at Memorial Gym. Like, although nobody's supposed to be in there, but the players, like, you look up and it'd be about 50 people in the stands watching you hoop. So, you know what I mean? Like,
his word spread.
Yeah, easily. So, and that was some of the bbest games in town.
Matt Friege with us from former Vanderbilt star. So do you love the game now as you did then, or has it changed? Because Slay keeps talking about it's changed so much now.
Yeah, it's changed, but, I still love it.
Yeah.
I mean, when the NBA playoffs are on, man, my sleep habits are awful. Like, I'm up till 1 a.m, then watch, NBA on TNT afterwards.
Yes.
And still got to get up with the kids in the morning.
Yeah.
It's a hard time for me. But I love the game. I like being around it. I like, I coach a couple teams for my son, and I just like being in the gym with people, kids, anybody, but the playing part, I miss the playing part.
Yeah.
There's nothing that can replace.
No,
we played against your son's team, well-coached group.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. But,
well-coached group.
It's fun.
Hey, thanks for sitting down for a few minutes, man.
Yeah, man.
It's good to see you again,
Appreciate that,
and we
Friege.
appreciate story. Anytime we can go story time.
No, anytime I can sit down with Ron, I'm taking advantage of it.
I'm not trying to back him down anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, he already had a Fat Boy ice cream sandwich.
Oh, yeah, you better believe it. See, Friese didn't worry about that anyway. He was
I
staring
already
out
heard
on the
about
perimeter.
it. That spread quick. As soon as I got on campus, I heard something about a Fat Boy sandwich. I was like, man.
I love it.
Yeah. No doubt.
Thank you, Friege.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you, Friege.
All right.
No doubt.
He's ready.
Let's go from former Vanderbilt basketball star to former Tennessee football star. Jason Swain joins us now on 3HL. SwainEvent.com, the website. Swain, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm great. How y'all?
Hey, have you thought about – I thought about this right as we went on the air. This time next week, we'll all be talking about what Tennessee did the night before. That's how close we are.
Oh, I know it. Mm-hmm. I know after a nap, for sure, we'll be talking about it. 8 o'clock kickoff. And we'll be half asleep, and we'll be talking about it, that's for sure. Hopefully it's a big win, not just a regular win, but a huge win.
Mm-hmm. Jason Swain doing some high school football announcing this year. And I think you were at the Powell-Maryville game last night. Is that true?
Yeah, called the Powell Maryville game on radio here in town on Sports Animal, and it was a great matchup. I mean, Maryville's one of the best programs in the country, and we got a glimpse of why up close and personal. A lot of talent on both sides, a lot of players that we play at the next level, and of course it was highlighted by all the hype surrounding the number one player in the country and Walter Nolan. But it was a great game for sure.
I'll tell you this, man. I don't know about watching the whole game, but he did a good job last night of getting some clips out there. I mean, he looked like Hainsworth in the contract year on some of those plays.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's perception, there's reality. I think there was some pretty awesome clips out there. I think the reality is, Maryville did a really good job. I mean, Maryville rushed the football for 340 plus yards in that game. So
yeah, you don't see that in the clips, do you?
Yeah, you don't see that in clips. So, I mean, take that for what it's worth. 340 yards rushing. I mean, Maryville took care of business.
But when you see a guy like that, Swain, man, outside of him getting in some real college football shape, a guy like Noel, you can't just find talent like that growing on trees anywhere, can you?
No, you can't. No doubt about it. That's why college athletics is all about recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
Recruiting is the game, and it's gotten so big, man. With the recruiting sites, it's kind of got a little out of hand. If you ask me,
yeah.
A lot of pressure to put on these kids. The expectations are unreal, and sometimes it's really unfair for these young men to live up to what guys like you and I have talked about what these young men can do. And Walter Nolan certainly is a great talent, but he needs to continue to work. I mean, he went out 3 times. He looked like he was gassed a little bit, so I think he's playing himself into shape. But you saw clips here and there where he just flashed, and you see where the talent is just so superior to everyone else. But I'm really hesitant and cautious of hyping up these young men because, like, the recruiting game is just it's on another level, guys. It truly is.
Right.
How excited are you, man? I'm starting to get like shaky about college football coming up, man, and I want to see what Texas A&M's got at quarterback. I want to see Alabama's defense. I want to see what Dan Mullen does to replace all those dudes. I want to see if Kirby Smart does have the team that can get over the hump. But I want to see Tennessee's offense, too, under Josh Heupel. And, man, the more I think about Jalen Hyatt in the slot, Velus Jones outside, Joe Milton pulling the trigger, and the running back position now I'm excited about. I'm excited to see what that offense looks like, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. You've seen Josh Heupel at Central Florida. And, listen, he had good players, but, he didn't have SEC talent. So can't wait to see what he does with the SEC talent, although some of it's unproven. You got a young wide receiver group with a lot of talent. You got Joe Milton that, can't wait to prove to all the Michigan fans and Harbaugh that, it's not him, that he has a talent. And all he needed was a coaching staff that believes in him and a system that fit his skill set. So it's the first time we'll see these players run through the tee. You see the ball walk in 2 years. So, I'm excited about that. It's going to be a very emotional night as Tennessee is going to honor 4 trailblazers with statues the morning of the game. So that's going to be fantastic, man. Conjure Holloway, Lester McLean, T. Martin, Jackie Walker.
Swain, let me ask you this: when you got a guy, okay, drop, okay.
Oh, we'll get back with him.
Yeah, he come right back. I can't wait to ask him. Opening day, first home game. What's the biggest thrill? Running through that tee or that ball walk? Because that ball walk is just as electric as running through the tee. I mean, I know running through the tee is a little different because it's you right there at kickoff.
As a basketball player, did you guys go out there?
Yeah,
to the ball walk.
Yeah, we went. I went one time because we had to sign autographs, and
because a lot of times you guys would be practicing in Thompson Bowling before the game.
Exactly,
because we would go in there and watch y'all.
Yeah, that was the only reason we got out because they were doing something up by the not the UC, but up by the ball walk, by the torchbearer, and we had to sign autographs and everything, and everybody kind of left and started flooding the streets. And I was a freshman. I'm like, what is everybody doing? And when I saw a sea of orange coming through, I was like, oh, this must be the ball walk. And I saw it that one time. Other than that, we had to go practice and try to do a little open scrimmage so the fans could come and see us then. But it's electric, man. There's nothing like it. And being on the field when running through that tee, that's totally different. So I'm interested to see Swain as a player. I meant to ask Ramon that too, but we'll get him on next week and ask him that. What was the better feeling?
Swain's phone completely died. He just gave me another number.
He probably got an iPhone. So when you rocking with Team Galaxy, man, we usually don't have these problems. Nothing dies on us. We just stay strong and push through, man. Push through.
Because it doesn't work to begin with.
I was just thinking about it as you were describing the Vol Walk and how big that was. That reminded me of you walking around SEC Media Days going, it just means more.
It does,
especially
man.
in football.
It does, dude. Like you bring all
my kid Will loves basketball, and he's like, why does everybody love football so much more than basketball?
Man,
I'm like, you're in the
South. When you see it, man, and you get to go to all these different venues and watch the games and how everybody prepares differently as far as running out of something. Like you guys were telling me about South Carolina and said that's an amazing. See, I've never been able to see that. So, but I know what it is. And we can't fail to mention this. They just changed the lights at Neyland Stadium, too. So, the flickering lights, 100+ thousand, yeah, that's going to be a whole different feel also.
The flickering lights.
Yeah, the flickering lights, the little Christmas lights up there.
Do we have Jason Swain back?
Yes.
Swain, what's up, man? What happened?
See, what happened was my phone just cut off, man.
It's just cut off.
Do you have an iPhone?
Cut off on the phone.
Do you have an
iPhone, don't you?
Swain?
Yeah, I do.
That is.
Don would be losing it right now.
They must be coming out with a new phone. They usually do that when a new phone comes out. They start messing everyone's up and just cutting stuff off and making stuff work all slow. So
Swain, before your phone did something crazy because you don't have a Team Galaxy phone. I was asking you, what was the biggest thrill for you first time? Doing the Vol Walk, first game, or running through the tee?
It was a Vol Walk, probably.
I knew it.
Actually, I know it's a Vol Walk.
Mm-hmm.
Run through tee, at that point, you're really focused on the task at hand. Like,
right.
You're locked in, you're loaded, you're ready to go out there and make plays. So you don't really get too caught up in the outside stuff. But on the way to the stadium, I mean, that's unbelievable, man. We're talking about tens of thousands of people coming to see you walk. Like, think about that.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to come to the football game, like right before the game starts, but we're talking like an hour and a half before the game, and people are coming to see you walk to the stadium.
And give you five. Yeah.
It's unreal.
That's different. I
love it. I love it. Hey, when we talk with you next week, we'll have a lot to talk about, man.
We will. Sorry about the technical difficulties, guys.
You're good.
Good weekend.
I still like the blue bubbles in my phone. There he goes. Jason Swain at Swain Event, SwainEvent.com. When we come back, we'll talk a little more about high school football. There's going to be some dignitaries in attendance here at CPA. Brentwood Academy and CPA should be a great matchup. You can catch it on 104.5 The Zone. Will Bowling and Lucas Panzica will have the call, and we'll talk more about that next. 3 at 104.5 The Zone. The voice of the Titans, Mike Keith, will join us. Buck Rising will hop on, and it will be officially college football game week. Woo! This is like a little appetizer on Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean, when Nebraska at Illinois is the biggest game,
that's.
get me to the next week. Now, I'll consume it,
Why wouldn't you?
because I'll eat the appetizer.
Yeah, and I'll bet on appetizer.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay.
Brett Doherty, Ron Slay.
Just
Will
saying.
Bowling has joined us.
William Lee Bowling.
Gentlemen. The zone game of the week is right here at CPA. Brentwood Academy at CPA, and it should be a good one. A perfect night for football.
I think it's going to be a really good football game. This is a matchup that has never happened before in the history of Brentwood Academy and CPA football. And these schools are just right down the road from each other.
Yeah.
Go straight down Granny White, go straight up Old Hickory Boulevard for a couple miles, go up a hill, go down another one. This is a big game for this community. This is a big game in Division II. And Coach Ingle Martin's got one of his best teams that he's ever had, and one of the best teams that CPA has ever had was Vanderbilt baseball commitment Kate Law at quarterback and Vanderbilt linebacker commitment Langston Patterson at running back and linebacker. It was incredible listening to what Ingle Martin had to say about him at our high school football media day at Party Foul a couple weeks ago. He said, I called up Clark Lee and told him that if Langston could graduate tomorrow, he could play for you tomorrow.
Wow.
He could play for Vanderbilt tomorrow.
I believe that to be true.
So two guys that Vanderbilt fans are going to have quite a lot of fun watching on the diamond and on the football field on display here tonight.
Isn't it funny that the starting quarterback is also the catcher?
I was going to say, you would expect that guy to be a center fielder or a pitcher, but it's like Yadier Molina. He's throwing guys out trying to steal second.
But, I mean, this is a physical football player in Cade Law, and, he plays the position of quarterback like a catcher.
Yeah.
I mean,
he does.
He's looking for contact.
He is, and I was fortunate enough to call their state championship win over Lipscomb Academy last year for the TSSAA network, and really similar to what Brentwood High School did with Kate Granzow last year. If you've watched Auburn football with Cam Newton, quarterback power left, quarterback power right, defense knows it's coming, but it's another thing to stop it.
Wow. Yep, and CPA found themselves down 14-7 against Independence last week, and they really got rolling with the long pass. And so, they'll play Cade Law at quarterback. They'll play Thomas Vaccaro, two really different styles of quarterback.
Right.
And they'll try to push the ball down the field a little bit tonight. But, 14-7 deficit turned into a 48-14 lead. And, Ingle Martin's won a lot of games.
Sure has.
So, and this Brentwood Academy you know all about, man. Looking forward to it. I'm glad these teams play. We were talking with Ingle Martin earlier, and he's not out here to just, compile wins during the regular season. I mean, they've got BA, MBA, Oakland
on a Thursday
at Cane Ridge.
Really?
Nobody's got a harder non-conference schedule than Ingle Martin.
Lipscomb
I
Academy.
tell him that every year, and he's got a formula that's working for him. This senior class that has played a whole lot of football. A lot of them started as sophomores 2 years ago on a team that started out slowly and still made the state championship game. This group has got a chance to play for 4 straight state championships in their time as high schoolers at Christ Presbyterian Academy. That's pretty good.
I have a senior on this football team, and he's been to 3 state championship games. And has
pretty good.
Has 2 rings, and I'm telling you, man, you have no idea how special that is.
Man,
because you'll become a grown A man, and you'll be talking with your buddies about high school football, and you'll be like, I went to 3 state title games, won 2 of them.
It wasn't football, but I could tell you right where my state championship ring is right now.
Yeah, dude, it's hard to get in the playoffs.
Yeah,
consistently.
Yeah,
let alone going to the state championship. That's good, man.
Got one in baseball too. With
that's right,
Larry Nesbitt and that crew last year able to get it done. So you ran cross country here, didn't you?
The last time I was sweating this much at CPA, I was a 7th grader at Brentwood Academy running cross country on a course that went right around this field. I could run it right now. It'd be a lot slower than what I ran as a 13-year-old in 7th grade, but I was here.
How did they make a cross country course?
Depends on the plays.
Do you have to include certain things, or can I just walk around and just put stakes?
Yeah, that's how it works. Spray
paint.
paint.
Send you up the bleachers
Spray
if I
paint
want to.
and some orange flags. You might think that somebody's doing construction, but that's a cross country course.
That's wild.
You just need a little bit of footing. If you got some cement pavement, you got to put down a little rubber track. That way your spikes aren't slipping on the cement. You don't want that, but yeah.
Will Bowling with the call tonight. Lucas Panzica just walked up. You guys will have the call.
It's going to be a fun game.
You'll be out in the bleachers tonight, which will
I'm amongst the people.
Be good.
So the last time I did this, I was fortunate enough to call Alcoa High School football when I was in college at the University of Tennessee. Ron Slago Vols.
Go, you better
and,
know it.
Alcoa's only win in the last decade over Maryville. I called the game from the bleachers. So that's a good omen for Brentwood Academy, the road team. That was at Maryville High School. But good omen for CPA. I called their state championship game last year over Lipscomb Academy. So
that was a heck of a game.
There's,
you want to talk about
something's got to give.
Yeah, two different styles of football.
Man,
Trent Dilfer over there throwing it as fast as he can.
It's not every day that one of the schools has Tom Brady voicing their hype video. And that's what Lipscomb Academy had before that state championship game.
We knew all about that.
It's pretty cool.
That's tough.
Lord.
We knew all about that.
Like me.
Well, have fun tonight, man. It should be a good night. And if you're out there going to a high school football game, man, this is what it's all about.
Best time of year.
Kids playing sports, man.
That's right.
Especially right here in the South. Nothing like it.
Uh-huh.
Just envision Ron Slay's 78-yard touchdown.
Man.
We need Ron Slay to come out here and do one of these broadcasts with us.
Ron Slay is going to do that.
I'm not going to divulge when this is, but I can put on the record that the Pearl Cone Firebirds are going to be featured on the 104.5 The Zone Game of the Week later this season.
Sounds good to me.
Perhaps sooner rather than later.
Sounds good to me.
It's hard to say, really. But we'll find out soon. And we will announce Week 3, by the way. Sorry to cut you off.
No.
At halftime tonight.
Okay.
We'll say where we're going for Week 3.
He's all about the...
It's called a tease.
He's all about the tease.
Gentlemen.
Will's going to tease him.
Excited to see my guys at the Eagle Sports Broadcasting Network. Excited to see
who are your guys?
Scott Holmes and Chris Woodley.
Scott Holmes, yeah.
The guys that gave me my start as a 14-year-old
I want to put
broadcasting
this
for the first time.
You want another?
No,
want another one?
I thank you, though.
Another fat boy?
Oh, they fatted me up.
There's a big box of fat boys that just came by.
So was the ice cream truck again.
I'm going to put this out there. My man Scott over at Brentwood Academy once gave me a CPA hat. No lie.
Wow. Truth comes out.
I think it's because it was raining one day and somebody gave it to him. He put it on, and then that was it.
Appreciate y'all.
No
All
doubt.
right, see you, Will.
Enjoy it tonight, Will.
Broadcast coming up. We appreciate you listening. As always, hit us on Twitter at 3HL1045. Have a great weekend, man. College football on Saturday.
Man, it's here.
Titans on Saturday.